Good morning, everybody. Can I have your attention, please? Can I have your attention, please? Can I have your attention, please? Good morning. Okay, let's do that one more time. This is the second annual United Negro College Fund Mayor's Luncheon. My name is Steve Miller. I'm the Area Development Director for Ohio and Kentucky. We're so excited to have you here. Let's try it one more time. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, I like that. We are so excited that you're here. We really appreciate your support. And we just want everybody to remember that we're doing this for our young people who are trying to help go to and through college. So we're so excited to have you here. So to get things started, we have a special presentation by Cleveland's own John Marshall High School Drumline. So let's welcome them as they come.
Let's give it up one more time for the John Marshall High School Drumline. Come on, y'all can do better than that. That's what I'm talking about. Some of y'all in the room, I saw you, it brought back some memories. You saw those high steppers. You saw it, didn't you? You saw the drum majors, and when they would lean back. I wasn't a drum major, but I am Danita Harris from News 5. Good morning, Cleveland. I would like to welcome each and every one of you to the second annual UNCF Cleveland Mayor's Luncheon on Education. I am so honored and really excited to serve as your MC for today. Your support of this event really means so much to the young people in Cleveland and beyond. So by being here today, you are helping UNCF provide more than 30 scholarships that average over $10,000 for each student this year alone. Yes, that deserves a round of applause. Each student, they will be able to go to and through college and get their degree and increase the workforce diversity for many local and national companies. The support that you and our corporate partners provide will help fulfill the lifelong dreams for many families. So on behalf of UNCF, we want to thank all of you. Before we begin our program today, we want to first thank Mayor Justin Bibb for being our luncheon host again and his staff for their support of this year's luncheon event. Thank you, Mayor Bibb. 2 years ago, the planning began for a Cleveland Mayor's Luncheon for Education, and last year, some of you may remember, we had this luncheon virtually due to COVID. But aren't you glad we can be together today and look each other in the face? That's a good thing. So today we are here at the Huntington Convention Center with close to 700 guests to support UNCF. So we are excited to focus on the needs of our local minority students and their professional development needs in the greater Cleveland metro area. As UNCF celebrates its 78th anniversary and our country's demographic shift, we should access opportunities for minority students by the year 2050 they'll make up about 54% of the population. Since UNCF was founded in 1944, can you believe that? 1944 was founded. It has raised more than $5 billion. Some of you may not know this, but the UNCF is only second to the United States government in the amount of money that they give minority students to get a quality education, and I think that deserves a round of applause. So they've raised more than $5 billion, and they've helped graduate almost 50,000 students from colleges and universities across the country. UNCF supports 103 HBCUs and 37 member college and university institutions. Those numbers make up only 3% of all 2- and 4-year colleges and universities, but almost 20% of all African American and minority student college graduates, as well as over 25% of STEM-related degrees, and we know that is important. UNCF awards 10,000 scholarships annually worth $100 million and administers more than 400 fellowships, internships, and student and faculty development programs. UNCF has provided over $150,000 in scholarships last year alone to local Cleveland students, and these funds stay with the student at the school that best fits their needs. So today's UNCF Cleveland Mayor's Luncheon is really an opportunity to continue to celebrate. And I want to emphasize that word today. We are here to celebrate the 78th anniversary of UNCF and generate some additional revenue. Everybody say more money. Say more money. More money. We need more money to support students who want to go to and get through college and tell our story of the local and national importance of UNCF's work and impact in the communities that they serve. So we want to thank you again to the Honorable Mayor Justin Bibb for being our host, but he's not only a mayor, he is a champion for education and workforce diversity. Let's give a round of applause to all of you for all that you're doing. So throughout the program today, you will have the opportunity to make a donation from your smartphone. I know everyone has a phone. We can't leave home without it. All you have to do is scan the QR code that you see on your screen, and I believe some may be on your table. And then once you do that, click the link in the reply message to fulfill your pledge. It's really that easy. Our goal today is $10,000 because you got to remember, like I learned and Mayor Bibb learned, Lou Rawls Telethon Parade of Stars. It just was ingrained in my mind and my spirit. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. And you'll never find another organization like UNCF that cares so much about our children. So make that donation today. And now I want you to give a round of applause as we welcome the Cleveland School of the Arts as they come and lift their voices to sing the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. Let's clap again for the Cleveland School of the Arts. I've never heard that arrangement before, but it was beautiful. Come on, you can do better than that, our young people. Beautiful, gifted voices in our Cleveland schools. At this time, I would like to introduce to you the Reverend Dr. Jawanza Kareem Colvin, pastor of Olivet Institutional Baptist Church here in Cleveland. As a servant leader of this 4,000-member congregation, Reverend Colvin follows in its historic tradition of community builders, preachers, scholars, and social activists. Reverend Colvin is a cum laude, and I'm sure he said, "Help me, Lordy," as he was graduating from Morehouse College, receiving a Bachelor of Arts with a double major in history and religion. He earned a Master of Divinity degree from Union Theological Seminary in New York City, and he holds a Doctor of Education from Columbia University. Committed to service in both the public square and within sacred walls, Reverend Colvin continues to serve on numerous community and faith-based organization advisory boards, committees, and working groups. Pastor Colvin is married to the lovely Allison James Colvin, and together they are the proud parents of two sons, Asher and Philip. I know the Right Reverend Dr. Jawanza sure enough can preach Colvin as a friend, as a man of God who sees people who have the gift of God in them, and he does what he needs to do to nurture that gift to make them the best that they can be. So join me in clapping for my friend as he gives the invocation, and he's going to bless that food that you're trying not to eat. Dr. Jawanza Colvin, Olivet Institutional Baptist Church. Come on, let's give it up for him.
Good morning. Whether you are in a creed or tradition, faith, agnostic, I ask that we would all center ourselves on something higher than ourselves as we pray. We are thankful that the sun decided to rise once again. We are thankful that the moon did not dominate its midnight boudoir. We are thankful for this occasion which gathers us as friends of goodwill, as we remember the children of the ancestors who refused to die. We thank you for their courage and their conviction that while the smoke and the mortar was still fresh from Vicksburg and Fort Sumter and Gettysburg, they established schools that still remain. We thank you that when the Klan was at their doors, they kept on rising. We thank you that through the lynching and the Red Summer, the students still showed up. We thank you that through the convict leasing system, the emerging of the prison industrial complex, the war on drugs, the war on communities of color, their doors remained open. We thank you that even through the soft bigotry of low expectations, they still graduated Nobel Prize winners, senators, and vice presidents. We know that a mind is a terrible thing to waste, but so is an opportunity. So let us make the most of this moment. To thine be the kingdom, the power, and the glory in your blessed name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Colvin. So We know that there is a strong HBCU graduate community here in Cleveland, and we want to make sure that local students have an opportunity to share in the opportunity and rich history that HBCUs provide. So at this time, if you are a graduate of an HBCU, we would like for you to stand so that our students can see you. That's right, put your hands up. I see somebody doing like this. All right. Excellent, excellent. We want our students to see you, and I have a very special group of students who are here. In 2018, I started a mentoring program for 4th through 8th grade students, and we've been in the Cleveland Metropolitan School District for 4 years. I have a Shine Girls program, and then in January of 2022, along with Josh Cribbs, former Browns NFL player, he is the director of my Shine Brothers program. And every week, Josh and I go into the Mary McLeod School here in Mary McLeod Bethune School here in Cleveland every Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m. And we mentor young boys and young girls and teach them how to believe in themselves, have confidence, but we also try to give them hope. So at this time, I would like my Shine students from Mary McLeod Bethune to stand up so that we can salute you for being here today and for all the hard work that you're doing to be the best that you can be. Thank you so much. We also want to take a moment to thank our generous sponsors and table hosts who have made today possible. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, Metro Health, and gold sponsors, AKA Construction, Key Bank, RPM International, and Sherwin-Williams for their steadfast commitment to young people throughout the region. Let's give them a round of applause for our sponsors. We also want to express our appreciation to all of you who hosted a table for this wonderful event, many who have been supporting UNCF since UNCF began. We want you to know your investment and support is life-changing, and it is much appreciated. And now we want you to take a look at this video.
For 75 years, UNCF has been on a mission, advocating for access to higher education and to support HBCUs. Given their small average size and given that they've been historically under-resourced, the impact of these unique institutions is significantly greater than one would expect. Year after year, punching above their weight in competitive academic rings all around the nation, HBCUs have consistently produced educational, economic, and societal impact for their students and their communities.
Keep it real, never gon' fake this. So we make it, taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for? Keep it real, never gon' fake this. So we make it, it'll take all we got, we gon' make it. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for? Keep it real, never gon' fake this. So we make it,
In 1944, UNCF was founded on one fundamental principle. Education is a basic American need, and we constantly work for equal opportunity. Dr. Patterson and Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune worked tirelessly to ensure all African Americans have equal access to a college education. the path to a well-paying job and opportunity for advancement. Their success began with Dr. Patterson, who reached out to a longtime friend of Black education, John D. Rockefeller Jr. Rockefeller not only invested his money, but also his influence. He enlisted help from Robert Woodruff of Coca-Cola, Alfred P. Sloan of General Motors, Walter Hoving of Lord & Taylor, and Julius Rosenwald, a legendary investor in Black education in the South. At the same time, Dr. Bethune was busy using her connections with Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt to gain their support for the fledgling organization. Over the years, with the support of hundreds of thousands of corporations, foundations, and families, UNCF has grown in solid progressive steps, courageously facing tough challenges and always punching above their weight.
Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the hope and the dream of the slave, and so I rise, I rise, I rise.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop.
A university education today must be more than a ticket to a well-paying job and a comfortable middle-class life. It must prepare graduates for local, national, and global citizenship with curricula that imbues values and encourages big ideas.
We are doing this because we believe that HBCUs remain an essential part of our higher education ecosystem, but undervalued assets. But with our renewed focus and support, they are poised to receive greater recognition and support and to assume a more valued national role.
Today, as we reflect on what UNCF and our 37 HBCUs have accomplished during our first 75 years, we are inspired to do even more during the next 75 years. We need you now more than ever to believe in the power of education and to stand with UNCF and our HBCUs to help us continue the important work of helping students realize their dream of a college education. Because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste. We know that there are many community and political leaders with us today. They know that. And in the audience with us right now, I would like for our elected officials who have gathered to show their investment in minority education, if you will please stand. All elected officials, we want to honor your presence with us here today. Please stand. Thank you so much. We want to ask now our UNCF Cleveland Leadership Council members to stand for their exceptional level of volunteer service to UNCF. Will you please stand now? Now, for those of you who woke up this morning between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. and watched the best station in Cleveland, News 5, and you wake up to me every morning when I say, "Good morning, Cleveland," you know that this is not what I had on. But see, I knew I was coming to the UNCF Luncheon, and I am a proud member of a black sorority, the largest sorority, the best sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Ooh, thank you, sorors. But I want to bring some attention because it's a family. We're called the Divine Nine. So right now, when you hear your organization, I want my Divine Nine sisters and brothers to stand. So my Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated sisters, will you stand? My Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated sisters, will you stand? My Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, will you stand? Now let's go over to my brothers, the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, will you stand? Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, come on, Delon, why don't you stand? Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, will you stand? Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, oh my goodness. My goodness. And Iota Phi Theta, will you please stand? Come on, let's give the Divine Nine, our African American sororities and fraternities committed to community service, scholarship, and social justice. Y'all know I wasn't going to wear this and not give a shout out. All right. So our presenting sponsor today is Metro Health. And we have a new president and CEO. Her name is Dr. Erica Steed, the first woman, the first black person, and the first nurse to serve as president and CEO of the Metro Health System. That deserves a round of applause. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, but there's more. There's more. It's historical. Dr. Erica Steed is fighting passionately to reverse racial disparities and make sure that every person in Cuyahoga County and beyond has an equal chance at a long and healthy life. Dr. Steed became Metro Health's leader on December 5th, 2022, after serving as Executive Vice President and System Chief Operating Officer of Sinai Chicago Health System and President of Mount Sinai and Sinai Children's Hospital. As a proud fourth-generation nurse, her initial vision for Metro Health is focused on 4 key principles: excellent patient care, innovation, accelerating growth and health equity, growing health, and also health equity. She plans to turn that vision to reality by using her favorite leadership tools, partnering with others, and doing something that we all need to be better at doing: listening. Listening. Throughout Cuyahoga County, she knows that these leaders are behind her today. She came into the city and she started meeting with everyone, not just the employees at Metro Health, but she knows community is important. She holds a doctorate of education in ethical leadership from Olivet Nazarene University, a Master of Business Administration from Governor State University, and a Bachelor of Science Nursing from Rush University. She is also pursuing a Master's in International Relations with a focus on healthcare from Harvard University Extension School. I had the honor to sit across from this woman and talk to her about her vision. And you know, sometimes you sit across from a person and it's not just what they have on paper, but you can feel their spirit, you can feel her passion, and you can feel her conviction to make sure that the vision will be realized. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Erica Steed.
Wow. So good afternoon, everyone. So I am so honored to be here today to really be the presenting sponsor for this very noble cause. And I can honestly say that the city of Cleveland has truly rolled out the red carpet for me. So I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I absolutely appreciate that. I'm here to say a few remarks in a presentation for this great noble cause. Let me just begin by saying, in the United States, only 10% of nurses are Black. When it comes to physicians, only 5% are Black. And it gets worse. Across all health professions, there's a shortage of people of color when representation matters the most. Black CEOs, especially like me, women who are nurses, we are fewer than 1% across the country. This is literally killing us. I've watched it happen in my own family, not once, not twice, but 4 times, with both of my grandmothers, my mother, and just a little bit shy of a year ago, I lost my baby sister to breast cancer that should have and could have been detected sooner and saved her life, if only she had a voice. As a wife and mother, as a nurse and educator, and as the CEO of Metro Health, I know that this must change. It is my life's passion and my life's purpose. That is why today I am announcing, and I'm so proud to announce, a $125,000 commitment from Metro Health to the United Negro College Fund. So this is a commitment that will strengthen the workforce pipeline, that will prepare more minority students to enter into healthcare, to prepare those students to save lives. This partnership means that 4 seniors at Lincoln West High School at Metro Health, I want to tout and shout that this is the only high school inside of a hospital across the country. So those 4 seniors will receive UNCF scholarships beginning this upcoming academic year. And 4 more students will receive those same scholarships every one of the following 4 years. In addition to that, Metro Health will commit to hiring those 5 UNCF scholarship winners for summer internships in each of those years. So we're doing this on top of so many great things and so many things that Metro Health has done and will continue to do to build equity, to give everyone a seat at the table, to make sure that all people, no matter the color of their skin or where they live or how much money they make, have a chance to live a long, happy, and healthy life. It is who we are at Metro Health. We are most certainly heading in the right direction, but I have to be honest with you, this is not enough. And I'm here today to deliver on this promise. We will do more for one simple reason. We trust people who look like us, who have the same concerns that we do, who know our stories, who know our struggles. And we are here today to make sure we have more of them, and we will. So we will be the change that we want to see, thanks to the United Negro College Fund, thanks to each of you, and thank you so much for the work that you're already doing to make sure that more of our young people make it to college, through college, and go on to make their dreams come true and their life's purpose a reality. So thank you so much for coming here today.
Can we give it up again for Metro Health? Giving out scholarships, internships, and more is needed. At this time, we'd like to show you a very important video. Pay attention to the screen.
For over 180 years, the Metro Health system has remained committed to removing the systemic barriers that create the racial inequities and healthcare disparities that plague all of us. These social drivers of health prevent many of us from being able to live our healthiest lives. One social driver of health is education. And the Metro Health system is so proud and honored to work in partnership with the Cleveland Metropolitan School District to house the only high school located within a hospital in the United States. The Lincoln West School of Science and Health is a shining example of the power of partnerships. The partnership between the Metro Health system and the Cleveland Metropolitan School District is one that is unprecedented. The fact that education and healthcare have come together to truly enrich the lives of our youth, knowing that our youth are truly our future, is so vitally important. It is our intent to use this as a beacon, as a shining example across the rest of the country around the example of the power of these partnerships.
My name is Kanda Abdullah. I'm a senior at Lincoln West School of Science and Health here at Metro Health. Being a part of this amazing and unique program has positively impacted my learning in so many ways. Having the opportunity to interact and pass by professionals who are already working in fields that I'm interested in inspires me in so many ways. Not only that, it taught me so many professional skills that I can use now and in the future. Being a part of this program also allows me to have internship. My internship is in patient experience, which means each week I get to see different departments and how they work and how hard they work to make a patient's experience better, as the name goes. It inspires me and prepares me for the future that I want to be in. After high school, I will hopefully expand my education at Case Western Reserve University, double majoring in nursing and business. I want to be a great example and proof of why this program is so important. So hopefully in the future, I'll use the skills that I learned and put it out into the world.
Very good. Lincoln West in the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, and the CEO of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District is Mr. Eric Gordon. He was appointed to this position in June of 2011 after serving as the district's chief academic officer for 4 years. He is responsible for the leadership and daily management of Cleveland's 35,600 student school district. Mr. Gordon led a citywide coalition in bringing Say Yes to Education to Cleveland that for the next 25 years will make CMSD students eligible for full tuition scholarships upon graduation. And after the launch of the Say Yes Scholarship, CMSD saw its first increase in post-secondary education enrollment in 5 years, going from 44% to 49%. Mr. Gordon's active engagement in the Cleveland community has been noted with a number of community awards, including the Diversity Center of Cleveland's Humanitarian Award, Inside Business Magazine's Power 100 Award, and Smart Business Magazine's Top 50 Award, which honors the most successful executives in Northeast Ohio. Recently, he received the Martha Holden Jennings Foundation's Outstanding Ohio Superintendent Performance Award. I've had the honor of being on many programs with Eric Gordon. We've had plenty of conversations about the kids and how much he really has a passion to see every child get a quality education and for every child in Cleveland to be successful. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, Mr. Eric Gordon.
So good afternoon, everyone. Okay, you know you got the school guy. That's not how this works. Good afternoon, everyone. There we go, there we go. My name is Eric Gordon. I'm so proud to be the Superintendent CEO of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. You may notice on your program we're running a little long, but don't worry, Danita's already taken all of my talking points, so I'll be really brief. And then with her 2-minute introduction, that'll cut my 3 minutes to like 1. But I'm really excited to be here as we recognize over 75 years of the United Negro College Fund, now known as UNCF, who has not only helped all the ways you've already heard, but over 500,000 students have graduated because of UNCF from college. And it's an organization that not only focuses on college graduation and success, but affirming the essential value, importance, and impact of our scholars and of the HBCUs in particular that over the last 150 years have labored to help Black students in particular continue to find meaningful and successful lives. We heard earlier, last year we did this remotely, so isn't it great to be here in person? That was pretty lackluster. We could do this by video again if you really want to. You know, we are coming out of COVID-19, but we have been experiencing 2 pandemics. COVID-19 certainly is the one that took a lot of attention, but our country has been deeply mired in a social justice pandemic. And this event today is part of our effort to push through and lift up and make sure that we move our community and our country through that pandemic. COVID-19 only made it more difficult, but UNCF was working tirelessly to create emergency need for our member students and for the HBCUs that they were serving as well, another way that they've contributed. And today we're seeking support for students right here in Cleveland who must also answer the call that the pandemic's put forth. You will see on the screen throughout the program the QR code, and so I can cut us short and get us out on time if you meet our gift right now by pulling out your phone, scanning that QR code, and giving everything you've got. If you don't know how to use that QR code, there are a whole bunch of young people in the back from Cleveland School of the Arts, John Marshall, our Shine students from Mary Bethune that will be very happy to come and help you take a picture and to drop a dime. So make sure you give. If you are old school, you also have one of these things. They open this way. You turn them upside down. Leave all of that on the table. Once that's empty, you can go. You don't have to stay for the rest of the speeches. We'll even put it in this little envelope marked Cleveland Mayor's Luncheon to take that donation to. But seriously, please, this is not just a luncheon for us to gather and to talk about what we need to do for our young people. This is our chance to make it real, to make it happen. One of the things, I'll finish with this, but why UNCF is so important to me personally is because of the number of times over my 16 years in this district where people have said to me, well, you know, Eric, college isn't for everyone. And you know, there are meaningful pathways to great jobs and careers that even some people in this room have pursued that didn't take them through college. But that's not the message when people are saying, well, you know, Eric, college isn't for everyone. Because when I ask back, oh, you mean your child? They're like, well, no, my child's going to go to college, which comes with the implicit then understanding that they're not talking about their kids, they're talking about my kids. And that is not okay. And that's why, all the laughter aside, we need to scan that code, we need to empty our wallets into those cards to make sure that we send our kids to college with UNCF support. Because, ladies and gentlemen, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Thank you for being here today. Let's have a great luncheon.
So Eric took what I was going to say for you to get out that phone and scan that code, but he did that so well. We really need you to donate. We have a goal of $10,000 today. Can we make it happen? Can we make it happen? Can we make it happen? All right. Okay, I know what you need. You need a little rhythm. You want to bop a little bit in the chair. So let's bring them back again. Cleveland John Marshall High School drum line, take it away. Excuse me one moment. Okay. Good afternoon. This is Danita Harris reporting live from the United Negro College Fund, Mayor Justin Bibb's Luncheon. I have to interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this breaking news. This just into our newsroom. Key Bank has donated $5,000. $5,000 from Key Bank. And we are hoping that we're going to reach this $10,000 goal. Can we do it? Can we do it? Won't he do it? All right. Somebody say, yeah. Boy, I got the church up in here today. All right. Speaking of which, this woman, she never keeps her faith a secret. I'm talking about the Honorable Congresswoman Shontel Brown. She is a relentless public servant who is committed to delivering results for the people of Ohio's 11th Congressional District. She was first elected to the House of Representatives in 2021 and was sworn in on November 4th, 2021. She works hard to attract jobs that pay fair wages to Northeast Ohio, improve access to affordable, high-quality health care, ensure equity and justice for all Americans, and improve the quality of life of all people living in her district. Throughout Chantel's career in public service, Congresswoman Brown has promised to always put the people first. No matter where I've heard her speak, that is her mantra, put the people first. She continues to keep this promise by speaking out and fighting for solutions on issues of importance to the people of Northeast Ohio, and she consistently works to strengthen our public education system. A proud, lifelong Clevelander, Congresswoman Brown has served the people of Northeast Ohio for more than a decade. Let's show her some love. Congresswoman representing Ohio's 11th District, Congresswoman Chantel Brown. She even got to coordinate. Look at this, look at this.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Oh, my goodness. It's good to be home, everyone. So good afternoon. In the spirit of Eric Gordon and my predecessor, Marcia Fudge, good afternoon. Thank you so very much. I am Congresswoman Chantel Brown, proud representative of Ohio's 11th Congressional District, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to today's UNCF Mayor's Luncheon. My good friend, Justin Bibb, I am so grateful for your leadership and what you are doing to uplift our community. Can we give him a round of applause, please? Now, as a proud Wilberforce graduate, I'm excited. Hey, Bulldogs in the house. I'm excited to welcome you to today's event, which celebrates the heritage and potential of HBCUs. More than 180 years ago, historically Black colleges and universities were established to provide African Americans with first-rate higher education opportunities, when many higher education institutions in our country only admitted white students. Of the more than 100 HBCUs around the country, Ohio is home to 2 of them, Central State University and Wilberforce University, the oldest African-American owned and managed university in America. Can my Wilberforce University folks please stand up so get some love, some recognition? Thank you. From an economic impact perspective, HBCUs are responsible for nearly 134,000 jobs nationwide, providing crucial benefits to regional and local economies. Academically, our HBCUs foster excellence in future generations of leaders across all industries. They produce some of the world's best and brightest minds in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, with around 70% of African American dentists and physicians earning at least 1 degree at an HBCU. HBCUs also produce over 50% of Black public school teachers, ensuring the same standards of excellence are shared with future generations. Since its inception in 1944, the UNCF has raised more than $4.7 billion to help low-income and minority students make it to and through college. These investments include awarding more than $100 million in scholarships each year, which has led to countless meaningful outcomes. To name one of many, research shows that UNCF HBCUs have a low-income student graduation rate higher than non-HBCUs. That's major progress. And the UNCF has developed effective ways to quickly respond to evolving higher education needs and to help over 60,000 students succeed in the face of mounting obstacles. It is clear that we have a responsibility to ensure that HBCUs are not merely sustained, but strengthened in order to continue to educate our students for the challenges ahead. And with that, I would like to present a resolution that I have. Mr. Miller. This is a resolution from our office, and it reads, on behalf of all who reside in the 11th Congressional District of Ohio, I am pleased to acknowledge the United Negro College Fund. The United Negro College Fund has been a strong supporter of the young men and women in Ohio's 11th Congressional District For more than 75 plus years, the UNCF has helped more than 500,000 minority students receive funding and graduate from college. UNCF organization is one of the largest private educational support providers to minority students. UNCF has affirmed that essential value, importance, and impact of historical Black colleges and universities. UNCF's work in our community and with the youth in our district is commendable. You remain committed to ensuring all minorities have equal access to a college education. You have continued to embrace your motto, a mind is what?
Terrible thing to waste.
So you heard that before. On behalf of Ohio's 11th Congressional District, we wish the United Negro College Fund continued success. May God bless you and keep you.
God bless you. Wilberforce grad. Really appreciate you being here.
Thank
God
you.
bless
And go Bulldogs!
Well, what can I say about this next gentleman? Justin and Bibb, the 58th mayor of Cleveland, working to improve public safety, invest in neighborhoods, and modernize City Hall. On January 3rd, 2022, Mayor Bibb took the oath of office as the city's first millennial mayor. Mayor Bibb was born and raised on Cleveland's South Side in the Mount Pleasant neighborhood. And over the past 15 years, Mayor Bibb has worked in government, business, and the nonprofit sector as an executive and nonprofit leader. He started his career in public service, working for President Obama when he was in the U.S. Senate and later at Cuyahoga County as a special assistant advising on education and economic development policies. Mayor Bibb is a proud American University alumnus with an undergraduate degree in urban studies. He completed the general course program with an emphasis in social policy and economics from the London School of Economics, and he is a graduate of Case Western Reserve University. He has his MBA and a Doctor of Law. He's a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. What I know about the mayor is that doing the news, the All-Star game is in town, and there's Mayor Bibb on the court. Did a story the other day. They don't call it bobbleheads anymore. He got a bibblehead. You know, it's kind of hard sometimes trying to be objective on the news talking about Mayor Bibb. So I just want to bring him to you right now because he is our host and he is our education champion. Come on, let's give it up for Mayor Justin Bibb.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, as a proud member of the Alpha Phi Alpha Incorporated, 1119. All right, there we go, there we go. First, I just want to thank the UNCF Leadership Council and Stephen Miller for all their great work in organizing this amazing event. Let's give them another round of applause if we can. Also, I want to thank all of our amazing, generous sponsors who made today possible. Last year, we raised nearly $100,000. This year, we raised nearly $300,000 to support UNCF. That's a big deal in just 1 year. And it truly is a testament to your belief in the importance of education to create economic opportunity all across our great city. But for me, this is very personal because without college scholarships, I would not be the man I am today. In the second grade, my mom, who is here, Charlene, stand up and say hello to everybody. Mama Bibb. She left her job as a nurse aide at Metro Health. And I remember leaving Mrs. Vincey's class in the second grade when my mama said, Justin, I'm going back to school. I'm going back to school. And she started at Tri-C to get her associates. There we go. And back in the day, she would say, you know, Justin, I got to rob Peter to pay Paul to pay for these books. I remember we had an old 1987 Chevy Cavalier. We had to start with a screwdriver. because she made a sacrifice to make sure that I know the importance of a college education. And the best day of my life wasn't when I was elected mayor of this great city. The best day of my life was when I was a sophomore in high school, and I gave my mom her flowers when she graduated from Urson College on her graduation day. So, as we begin to celebrate Black History Month, I'm not just gonna celebrate Dr. King and Rosa Parks and George Washington Carver. I'm celebrating folks like Mama Bibb and many of you who made opportunity possible in our great city. And there's one thing I want to leave with you today as we go on and celebrate Black History Month. You know, this month is a recognition of Black excellence we've seen all across our great nation. But the events over the last 2 weeks have shown us that we got a lot more work to do. A lot more work to do. On Wednesday, we buried Tyree Nichols in the same church where Dr. King gave his last address in Memphis, when he said, I may not get to the promised land with you, but we got to keep fighting. And so let's find greatness and excellence in each inside of one of us to make sure that we can eradicate racism and make racism history in America. Let's make sure we eradicate health disparities and make that history in America. Let's make sure we eradicate inequities at the ballot box to make that history in America. That is Black history. And you know how we do that? We give the next generation the tools they need to be agents of change. Because Cleveland can't wait, this state can't wait, and this nation can't wait for greatness. Let's keep pushing and fight for change. Thank you so much.
Pastor Colvin, I know that he one of yours. I can tell he been sitting under you. That's all I'm going to say, Pastor Colvin. I can tell. All right. Well, for those of you who may be wondering the impact that getting a scholarship from the UNCF, what is that impact and how does it really change a life? I want to introduce you to Sydney Evans. She is at Case Western Reserve University, and she's going to come now and tell you about how the UNCF scholarship helped her reach her educational dreams. Let's applaud Sydney as she comes.
Good afternoon. So, on Wednesday, I was asked to talk about my experience of receiving a scholarship from the United Negro College Fund. But I want to start out with this quote, and this is one of my favorite quotes from a poem called Attitude. It says, in the last two stanzas, it says, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. Let me repeat that one more time. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So my education, I'll start from high school. So I'm a graduate of the Cleveland School of Science and Medicine at the John Hay campus. Thank you. And in 2017, my senior year, I received a scholarship. This scholarship made it possible for me to become a first-gen college student within my family. I went on to continue my education at Kent State University, where I earned a bachelor's in science in public health, concentrating in community health outreach and development. During that time, I also earned a certificate as a community health worker through the Ohio Board of Nursing. I am proud to say I am a member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, by way of the glamorous Gamma Epsilon chapter. And during my senior year, I served as the senator for the College of Public Health in the undergraduate student government. However, with great things, tragedy did strike with COVID. So my whole senior year was COVID, and during that time, we moved virtual. And I sat at home and imagined, what did I want the rest of my life to look like, and what impact did I want it to bring to the world? As a result, I applied for Case Western Reserve University's master program, the Jack Joseph Mandel social work program, concentrating in community practice for social change. And I'm happy to say I'm awaiting graduation in May. During my time at this university, I currently serve as the director of social work for a student-run health clinic that provides free services for community members every other Saturday, no matter if you have insurance, no matter if you're able to pay. In addition to, I work full-time as a researcher for the Case Comprehensive Cancer Center. I also work as a community navigator, connecting Black men to prostate cancer sources. I just want to finish off. This scholarship was the 10%. And you see what I did for the other 90. I want to thank you all for being the change that individuals need to see in our community and how we uplift other Clevelanders. This will not be the last time you see me. I'm currently applying for PhD programs, and I also have aspirations to run for council, so maybe one day this might be my luncheon. Yeah. But for the students in the back, I was once a student in the back. And so I just want to let you all, and if you can remember one thing, life is 10% what happens to you, and 90% how you react to it. Have a great afternoon.
All right, Sydney. The future Dr. Sydney Evans. I love that. I love that. Young people, I hope you were listening. I hope you were listening. Before we get to our keynote speaker, we just want to remind you again, we have a goal of $10,000. Don't forget, use the QR code. Use the QR code. We need your donations today to reach our goal. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Did we exceed the need? Did you exceed? Are we at 13,000? The goal was 10 and we went to 13. Oh, somebody need to clap louder than that. Reverend Colvin, I'm just going to say it. He will do exceedingly and abundantly above all you could ever ask or think. And there's the evidence right there. All right. Well, it's a good setup for you, Dr. Alfred Anthony Pinkard, president of Wilberforce University. Wilberforce, let me hear you one more time. Dr. Alfred Anthony Pinkard is a native of Miami, Florida. He holds a doctorate degree from Harvard University, a master's from Howard University, and a BA from Morehouse College. Over his more than 40-year career, Dr. Pinkard has served as the founding executive director of the UNCF Institute of Capacity Building, executive vice president and chief operating officer at Johnson C. Smith University, Associate Provost at Dillard University, Chief Planning Officer at Spelman College, Chair Division of Social Sciences at Florida Memorial University, and in addition, Dr. Pinkard has held faculty and administrative positions at Miami-Dade College, Colgate University, the College of Worcester, and California State University, Long Beach. But I bet if you walked up to him today, he said it's nothing like being the president of Wilberforce University. I want you to give him a round of applause as he comes to give our keynote message, Dr. Elford Anthony Pinkard.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for this invitation, for this opportunity to share a few things with you this afternoon. Before I do that, I want to acknowledge the work of Steve Miller and the UNCF Leadership Council for the work that they do for the 37 member institutions and the students that we serve. So could we give them a round of applause? Steve, thank you. My fraternity brother, Mayor Bibb, thank you for your support and advocacy. I really appreciate your sponsoring this incredible event. I would also like to once again acknowledge the Wilberforce alums who are here. Would you all please stand and be acknowledged? Do we have any Wilberforce students here? I don't think we do, but let's acknowledge them in their absence. And if we have any Wilberforce faculty or staff, I know we have one staff member. Thank you all. At the beginning of the 2022 year, I announced my retirement as the 22nd president of the Venerable Wilberforce University. That retirement will commence in June of this year. This announcement has occasioned for me an opportunity for reflection of this work that I have done over the last 4 decades, primarily in the HBCU space. But one of the empowering consequences of announcing your retirement is that you no longer have to be impolitic when you get up in front of people. You can speak truth to power. Now, I have enough sense and enough grace not to embarrass myself or my Wilberforce colleagues. And I recognize that while I won't be the president of Wilberforce after June of 2022, I will always be associated with Wilberforce. So my words today will have an impact, but I'd like to do something today, and I'd like my remarks to be intentionally unsettling, forcing a real examination of a paradigm that we have politely accepted as a narrative for HBCUs. Now, Wilberforce alum Congressman Shontel Brown keyed up the essential question that I want to ask, and all of you know the answer to that. What distinguishes the state of Ohio from any other Midwestern state? And you know that answer to be, it is the home of 2 HBCUs, the Venerable Wilberforce University and Central State University. Although Wilberforce has existed in Wilberforce, Ohio for over 166 years, making it the first institution of higher education founded, owned, and operated by people of African descent, the Wilberforce University that had on its board at one time Frederick Douglass, the Wilberforce University that saw a young W.E.B. Du Bois come as a scholar as he was all but dissertation from Harvard University, the Wilberforce University that graduated in 1929, one of the women that went to NASA and reordered how things were done. The Wilberforce University that produced Bayard Rustin. The Wilberforce University that produced Leontine Price. The Wilberforce University that produced Shontel Brown. the Wilberforce University that today has 22 programs of study, including a master's in clinical rehabilitation counseling. The Wilberforce University that in 1964 established the first program in comprehensive community education. The Wilberforce University that in 1991 established the KIME program, which is one of few adult degree completion programs. Of course, now there are many. I would suggest to you that Wilberforce University's support pales in significance with every other institution in the area that is our peer. Every one. We constantly, as a part of a historic narrative for Black people and for our institutions, we have taken it as a badge of pride, and indeed it is, but I am here to suggest that the paradigm is crippling. We have been proud of doing a lot with less. We've been proud of that. And we should be proud of that. Wilberforce should be proud of doing a lot with less. But I am here to suggest today that we should be expected to do more with more. That should be the paradigm. That should be the paradigm. Imagine what we could do if we had the money to do it. Now, I oftentimes say this, and I say this without hyperbole, but I say it because it's dramatic. What's the difference, in addition to about 300 years in terms of when they were both founded, what's the difference between Harvard University, one of my alma maters, and Wilberforce? What's the difference? I can tell you what the difference is. The difference is money. The difference is money. If I had the resources that Harvard University had, we don't even have to go to Harvard. We could look at Oberlin, we could look at the College of Worcester, we could look at Denison, any of the very fine liberal arts institutions right here in Ohio. If I had those resources, I could build the best physical plant. I could recruit the best faculty and staff. I could recruit the best performing students. I could recruit the best marketing and communication team that would reimagine the narrative about Wilberforce, and in less than a generation, we could compete with every institution of higher education in this nation. If I had the resources. But I don't have the resources. And the work that UNCF has done for 75 years has been commendable. And I stand here and it's been laudable, and it is to be celebrated, and it is to be acknowledged. But that work must continue, and that work must be supported by action. And that work must be supported by supporting 37 member institutions, and certainly supporting the one that is in your backyard, the one that started it all. And because I have a room of over 700 people, let me situate Wilberforce properly in the history of which is the first HBCU. If you were to Google right now, what's the first HBCU? The answer that would come would be Cheney University. Now, let me preface by saying that this is not a contest, but as a social scientist, I always think it is important to appropriately situate history. And so that's what I'd like to do for you over the next several minutes. Cheney University began in 1837 as the Institute for Colored Youth. It did not become Cheney University until 1913. If you Google another search engine, you might get Lincoln University. And again, all respect to any Cheney or Lincoln alums, but I'm just situating history appropriately. If you look at Lincoln University began as Ashmum Institute in 1854 and did not become Lincoln University until 1865, named for Abraham Lincoln on the occasion of his assassination. Wilberforce University began as Wilberforce University in 1856. It is the only institution that began in 1856 and operates under the same name that it was founded in that year. Another way that I ask people to look at it, if you were to circumvent the globe in 1856 and you wanted to find an HBCU, the only HBCU that is university that you would have found would be Wilberforce University. So for those of you, I hope now that I have appropriately and correctly situated where Wilberforce falls in the history of HBCUs. So our students deserve, like every other student, deserves a first-rate academic and student engagement experience. And HBCUs have been celebrated for the work that we do, and we should justifiably be celebrated. Over the last several years, as a result of the death of George Floyd, we all saw a kind of resurgence of the interest in HBCUs. We saw $120 million given to HBCUs, followed by $360 million a month later given to HBCUs. And all of the headlines talked about all of the resources that were coming to HBCUs. Wilberforce University didn't get one dime of that money. People aren't aware of that because that was not a part of the public narrative. Now, I don't want to disparage any of my colleagues, and if you can earn money, get money that you can get. But I do think it's important, and I would be derelict in my responsibility as the president of this institution to stand before people of goodwill and not, again, appropriately situate the challenges that we have, but also the triumph that we have every day in terms of the students that we give our best to so that they can become their very, very best. So again, I thank you for being here today. I wanted to be intentionally provocative and to say to you that for those cities like Atlanta, like New Orleans, like Nashville, like Jackson, Mississippi, that have HBCUs in their midst, those are also very, very vibrant cultural centers. And so there is a connection between supporting your HBCU and the economic, cultural, and historic position that you put your community. So everyone is best served. And the final thing that I would say, particularly about the history of Wilberforce, is this. That is a history to which white Ohioans and black Ohioans can lay claim. Our first historical get-together was a result of a combination of a partnership between members of the white Methodist Episcopal Church and the black African Methodist Episcopal Church. All throughout the history of Wilberforce and many other HBCUs, you see this interracial cooperation. You see people of goodwill who happen to be white Americans coming together and working closely with African Americans to build institutions of higher learning for people who at that time were enslaved. And in fact, I oftentimes say that the founding of Wilberforce was really an audacious vision, because in 1856, if you know your history, if you can recall your history, most people of African descent were enslaved in the American South. So imagine people coming together, being a part of an enslaved group of people, and having the audacity to believe that they could establish a place of higher learning for themselves. And they were visionary because they thought of themselves and their children and their children's children's children. And here we sit today. And finally, I'd ask for you to just bear with me. Those of you who went to an HBCU or had a parent or relative that went to an HBCU, would you please stand again? Those of you who had someone in your life growing up, whether it was a coach or a teacher or any other influential member or of your that connected to you, to your family, or that went to an HBCU, would you please stand? Those of you who have worked with an individual or individuals who you admire, who've done great things in the community in which you live, and who have made you rethink excellence in the most powerful way, would you please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, look around the room. That you are the tangible evidence of the impact of HBCUs. Thank you.
Can we give another round of applause for Dr. Pinkard? Powerful, sobering, and much needed message we needed to hear today. Right now, I want to bring up Steve Miller, and also I want to bring up Fred Mitchell, UNCF Vice President of Development for the Mid-Atlantic region, to present this award.
Dr. Pinkard, I've had the pleasure of knowing you for most of my 22 years with UNCF. I've seen your work, I've seen your impact, and I can truly say on behalf of our CEO and President, Dr. Michael Lomax, this award will not be the last, but is one that is very deserving, and I'm very proud to present it to you in front of your state. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I'm Fred Mitchell, Vice President of Development for UNCF's Mid-Atlantic and Midwest Division. I have to tell you, I've been to Cleveland before. It's been a few years since we've had an event like this, but I gotta tell you, today, I'm very, very pleased. To look out in the audience after 2 years of doing virtual events, be able to look you in your eyes, see your smiles, feel that energy. This is absolutely beautiful. Mayor Bibb, thank you. Thank you for jumping in right after taking office last year. And thank you for continuing the work. You know, we got 3 or 4 mayor's luncheons in Ohio. I think this one is gonna start competing with the others. So, all right. It has surpassed. It has surpassed, but I just want to thank you. Metro Health, thank you for coming to us this year and your gift and your support. It's going to have a huge impact, so thank you very much. Quentin, who you're going to hear from in a little bit, you guide our leadership council, and this event would not have happened without you. So continue your great support. So much of what I was going to say, just about everybody else who has hit the stage, including Dr. Pinkard with his last exercise, has pretty much, to see this book, has pretty much covered it. But I want to take just a few quick minutes. You saw a video of some UNCF stats. That video was actually done for our 75th anniversary. But a lot has happened since 2019. And I just want to cover it real quickly, kind of piggybacking on what Dr. Pinkard said. We had COVID. We had George Floyd. UNCF didn't know what they were going to do in 2020. We cut salaries. We shut down offices. People went home. But we continued our work because we didn't want to lose anybody. At the end of the 2021 fiscal year, March of 2021, during the whole George Floyd COVID period, we actually raised $250 million. So people came to UNCF as a way to make sure that young African Americans and our 37 member schools continue to survive and they were able to go to college. So just a couple weeks, just 2 weeks ago actually, we got another major gift, our largest corporate gift to support students, $192 million from Fidelity Investments. Multifaceted program that's going to touch students, is going to touch the schools. So we continue our work, but we still have a lot to do. 1944, $750 million from a major bank. We're at over $5 billion today, but we still have students, like the students who are in the room who entertain us today, that need your help. Can I get the slide with the fundraising, please? Is that possible? The thermometer? I thought I'd be able, oh, there it is. We're at 14,120. I want to make an announcement, and hopefully she's still here. Ms. Meredith Turner, are you still here? Could you stand? I just learned that Ms. Turner has agreed to provide UNCF with a $10,000 gift. So if my education from Clark Atlanta University served me right, that puts us at about $24,000 today. So I just want to close and say thank you. We're back, Cleveland. We got some other things we're working on with the city that are going to benefit your students, but it feels really, really good. We're back. Thank you.
I just want to say Meredith Turner is a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Can my sorors stand up and just acknowledge our soror for the awesome gift? Well, my sorors of Delta Sigma Theta acknowledge the awesome gift from Meredith Turner. We thank you. All right. So for the sake of time, this is the last time you will see me. We're going to keep things moving. Before I bring up the UNCF Leadership Council Chairman, Mr. Quentin McCorvey from Paradigm Institutional Investment, I want to let you know that no one can do this alone. UNCF couldn't do this work alone. And I want to thank Elaine Davis and Quentin McCorvey, along with the UNCF Cleveland Leadership Council members. We really appreciate you, and we thank you for your time and support. Our Cleveland Leadership Council volunteer team, are you here? Are you here, volunteers? Wave your hand in the air, stand up. Oh yeah, come on, stand up. We want to acknowledge you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, your talent, and your treasure. And I want to thank all of you for being here today. Yes, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a better thing to invest in. This has been my honor to be your MC for today, but this is not the last time you will see me, because all of you, 5 a.m. Monday, I'll be looking for you. And I'll be Danita Harris, News 5. Good morning, Cleveland. Now, Quentin, take it away. The voices will take it away, and Steve Miller will close us out. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, and good afternoon. I appreciate your support. Standing between you and the afternoon of work, I don't want to do that in 15-degree weather here in Cleveland, but I just want to thank everyone for their time, their participation. I called on a lot of people, a lot of friends, and you guys, you stepped up in Cleveland, and I really appreciate your support for what we're doing here. I definitely want to thank Mayor Bibb for what he's done for the UNCF Scholarship Luncheon. Many times you see a politician or someone who lends their name to something, and that's what they do. They lend their name. They come in and wave their hand, like you saw Mayor Bibb wave his hand and speak with that politician wave. But he actually got into the trenches. Mayor Bibb got on the phone, he made calls to folks, he checked on the progress, he kept his thumb on this. This was an effort of passion, an effort of commitment. He actually did the work. So thank you, Mayor Bibb. And thank you for the leadership team, also in the mayor's office, Angela Woodson, and thank you for your efforts as well. Also want to thank Tyson Mitchell. He's been very supportive in the mayor's office, so thank you as well. And then the last thing I really want to say is that you got the QR code up there. I appreciate everything that you're doing for this community. I appreciate my son and his friend, his girlfriend, Selena, who made a contribution today. So these young people, fresh out of college, new jobs, don't even know where the bathroom is, and they're contributing. So I appreciate that. And then also, this is a fertile opportunity. Most people in America talk about diversity, equity, inclusion. And you look at diversity, equity, inclusion, and you try to find, where do you go to find this talent? You can go to HBCUs and find the top talent in the world to bring into your institutions. So I challenge you to begin to think about where you're fishing, where you're hunting for talent. And this is a pool of talent. We're raising money here in Cleveland, and we're doing these wonderful things to be able to support this. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for everything that you've done. We really appreciate your efforts, and we're going to do a whole lot more. And you talked about one of the best luncheons in Cleveland. Well, I think the luncheon before this, that was the lead of this, was Columbus, and they raised, I think, $250,000. Mayor, we're well over $300,000 right now. So thank you.
Hey, thank you. We really appreciate you hanging in here with us. You ran a little bit long, but there's so much talent, so much energy, and I cannot say enough about Mayor Bibb and him allowing us to do this, his support. We thank him again. And my name's Steve Miller. I'm the Area Development Director here in Cleveland and all of Ohio, and I appreciate all of our corporate support. And I also want to thank Gilbane Construction. Mark Cunningham gave me a check for $5,000. I just want to remind everybody, this is a fundraiser, okay? Most of y'all didn't have to pay to come, so QR code, thermometer, my boss is here, I'm trying to keep my job, all right? So we just really, really thank you. We started this last year, right before Mayor Bibb was inaugurated. I called him probably every day for about 2 weeks. He no idea, right after he got inaugurated. As soon as he became mayor, I said, man, I want to do this. We raised over $100,000 in 6 weeks. So that $100,000, with the money we raised in less than a year, we raised almost over $400,000. We can do twice that, and we're going to do more next year. I thank you. I'm sensitive, so I'm really happy that we've done this, and we can do more. So thank you. We're going to bring the choir so they can sing us home. God bless you. Thank you. And also, I want to remember, I told Quentin this, I get the microphone last, so. Hey. You know. All right, kids, come on. Thank you.
I can tell the world, yes, about this. I can tell the nations, yes, that I'm blessed. I can tell the world, yes, about this. I can tell the nations, yes, that I'm blessed. I can tell the world, yes, about this. I can tell the nations, yes, that I'm blessed. I can tell the nations, yes, that I'm blessed. Tell them what my Lord has done. Conqueror has come, and he brought joy to my soul. I can tell the world, yes, about this. I can tell the nations, yes, that I'm blessed. I can tell the world, yes, about this. I can tell the nations, yes, that I'm blessed. Yes, I can tell the nations, yes, that I'm blessed. What my Lord about this. I can tell the nations, yes, that I'm blessed. I can tell the world, yes, about this. I can tell the nations, yes, that I'm blessed. Yes, I can tell the nations.